Newell Road News, established the 2020 March the 31st. Edition 7, Volume 1, published in South Waikato District at 1:08. Date, April the 15th, 2020, Friday. Call for letters to the editor. If you have anything that you want to share, please drop it in the letterbox on your daily walks for exercise to 108 Newell Road. Letters to the editor are called for so that the community feedback organ on our road. All communities need a newsletter. Our road has Newell Road News, established the 31st of March 2020. Publications per week, 3 times, Wednesday, Friday, Monday, except public holiday delivery. Letters to the editor. Here is a plug. Have you noticed the new electric driving down our road? As we find ourselves heading towards more mobility in the future, I thought I would tell you about the electrician's electric vehicle, EV. You may have seen. In this new COVID world, when we have been forced to slow down, an EV provides us with an extension of this slower pace. I'll let you into a little secret. They are so much fun to drive. They're so much fun to drive and zippy as hell. There is no doubt they require a change of mindset, and initially one does suffer range anxiety, but it's all part of the learning curve. My journey started with overconfidence when I nearly ran out of charge very close to home. However, turtle mode gets you out of that situation. It would spoil the fun, as I told you now. If I told you now. Detectives chide EV drivers to buy vehicles to avoid paying road user charges. It's a thought that doesn't even register with buying an EV. 3,527 kilometres later, and it has cost me 0.063 per kilometre. I'm sold. Solar panels make it viable to charge during the day when excess electricity is exported back to our power providers. Some of the features are heated seats, a heated steering wheel. One can choose to drive the eco mode or use the brake feature. This allows one to coast to a stop and take off without using the brake. Checking your speedometer as you leave home and then finding you have more kilometres left or the same as the return is one of the pleasures too. What about the time spent charging? It takes 15 minutes to charge to 80% recommended, and in that time you could have had a comfort stop, headed to a cafe for a chai latte, apologise for a moment I forgot I live rural, or alternatively you could swap experiences with other EV owners. The first person I met charging was persuaded by his wife. Yes, we are the motivators to buy an EV. It was his first day and he was driving from Auckland to Wellington. Not recommended on the first outing, but congratulations to him for taking charge. There are apps to help you find charging stations and to plan your journey. I have been to Apotiki, to Tauranga. You pick your vehicle walk across the pedestrian crossings and you're in Bayfair shopping mall, to Raglan and Auckland. Once you get to Hamilton, there is a lot of free charging stations. My trip to Auckland cost $20.71 in total. The elephant in the room is the cost. However, when I looked at the cost of owning the petrol vehicle, WOF servicing and petrol, the big difference is the cost of an EV is upfront and therefore negligible, and thereafter negligible. How do you value something that gives you enormous pleasure, puts a smile on your face, and makes you feel you're contributing to a cleaner world? For those naysayers, the batteries have a second life as home energy storage, and technology is constantly improving. Perhaps this sums it up. Recently, when our daughter had her car rear-ended, there were no injuries, thanks for asking, and written off. The only vehicle that made sense to buy was another EV. However, this time she's paying for it. Last plug, EV purchased from Hamilton EV. They offer ongoing support for the life of the vehicle to all their customers. Peter Baxter. Strict obedience to a just government requires that all pandemic rules are followed. We are in lockdown 4 as day 20 is upon us of 28. Cabinet is looking at rules for level 3 today. This newsletter is delivered with gloved hands and is printed on new paper, and it is carried in food hygienic bags. It is delivered during regular permitted exercise by foot or push bike. Wash your hands regularly and keep the virus SARS-CoV-2 from entering your eyes, nose and mouth. Wear a mask, glove and eye protection before, during and returning from gathering supplies. Kind regards, Editor Rod Young, Newell Road News.